Look, everyone, look. I'm Officer Marge, and I'm here to arrest you. But why am I dressed like a cop? Because I'm insane and I'm impersonating a cop. I think I'm helping out. But also, it's because we asked you in the community tab, have you ever had a crazy run-in with the cops? 999 of you responded. Either you maxed out the tab, or we just checked at a very opportune time. And I've got to say, isn't it phenomenal how many people thought, yeah, I committed a crime. I'll trade jail time for 15 seconds of fame. Criminal mastermind. First potential arrest. I was drunk and being chased by the police once. I like how the story starts there. It was like, yeah, I stole a bunch of watches. Look, that's not important. Ed was able to put some distance between me and the cop. Ah, yes, I'm imagining because a lot of our force does look like Chief Wiggum with their donuts. I got donuts. I bailed out. Oh, you were in a car. What the fuck? Jesus, dude, this is even worse. This is just... Okay, all right. This is just a comment from O.J. Simpson before he died, wasn't it? I got another story too, if you need it. And while walking back to my house, called 911 and reported my car stolen, the dispatch told me, actually, sir, they're in pursuit of your vehicle now. We'll have an officer stop by your house afterwards. I got home, cleaned myself up, and filed out a police report. 2 hours later, I had my car back and cracked open a beer in celebration. God bless the stupid cop. Here's a little tip for the future. I'm gonna blur your name, but can you never repeat this story ever again? This is really not in your interest to be bragging about this shit. Especially, I really don't think that you should say stupid cops and then write this. You know what? I'm not blurring your name. Look, your name is the undeniable champion 5344. Well, I'm glad at least there's some humbleness there. I'm assuming this is some kind of tennis ranking. Bloody picture though. And honestly, thank you for your story, sir. That was very nourishing. One time a cop got up me for jaywalking, so I J-ran the fuck out of there. Well, what else could you expect from the rat from Michael Cusack? Hey, you, cop. Jeez, he's going down the drain. I don't want to go down there. When I was 8 years old, who are you, the bad guy in RoboCop 2? Yeah, you can't shoot me, RoboCop, yeah. A cop showed up to our front door at 9 p.m, past bedtime. Oh, yeah, no, I was 8 years old. I was going to be like, oh my God, yeah, my bedtime, you suck it. I get to go to bed at 10. He asked if I was there and my dad made me come down. The cop proceeded to tell us a lady down the street who had beef with us for no reason. I'm not trusting, A, your shattered memory like 20 years on, and B, an 8-year-old saying, she's lying. You have to believe someone who has developed zero impulse control. Called 911 saying I hit his son on the head with a metal Thomas the Tank Engine lunchbox and made them get stitches. Okay, well that is a very specific, and might I just say, riddled with child incriminating evidence accusation. And for you to sit there, no, I hate Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, it's getting awfully close to 3:45. That's when Thomas the Tank Engine's on ABC. Please, you gotta let me see how teamwork gets the job done this time. I didn't own a lunchbox. This is amazing. This is just like when Spaniard was saying, bro, you're accusing me of robbing this shop, but you bring out Nikes. I don't wear Nikes. That's for homos. She got ticketed for making a false report and we didn't hear from her again. And there's a follow-up to this. I still don't own a Thomas the Tank Engine lunchbox to this day. Although I kind of want one now that I'm in my 20s. Yeah. Lunchbox would be sweet. Bet you someone's going to bring one of those to my live show now and smack me over the head and give me stitches. Do it. Here's your chances. Pick whichever of these locations is convenient to you. When I was younger, I was going to a D&D session in Ipswich. Oh, wow, I bet you weren't bashed heaps at school. And everyone was already pissed out of their minds as we walked from the station. The cops saw us and stopped to ask what we were doing. Dean, the older brother of one of the guys, jokingly but repeatedly shouted to the cops, search him! Oi, search him! About his younger brother, not knowing that he was carrying a copious amount of drugs in his pockets. Well, how else are you supposed to get through a D&D sesh? Christ. Copious. Fuck, I wasn't expecting it from the D&D nerds, I'll tell you that. Cops asked us what we were doing, where we were going. I told them we were off to play Dungeons and Dragons, and they left us alone. Wow, now that is a good tip for any of the drug peddlers out there. You know how you usually use old people to smuggle drugs? You can also use, I'm a level 27 friar mage that travels from town to town with my elixirs. Well, I'll just interpret the elixir part as metaphorical. After all, no one that holy could be a bad man. Thanks for the advice. To avoid suspicion, either use reverse psychology or openly be a nerd. Yeah, that is good advice. No one wants to talk to nerds, unlike us cool cats who play Wingspan. Well, Would if we had any French to play with. There's a local cop who I've known for some time. I work a late shift, so get out at midnight, and about once a week he will pull me over and just chat for a few minutes. Fuck the power, the power. He'll never have to deal with the suffering of having no French. I don't have to worry about finding playing mates for Wingspan. I can make them play Wingspan. Each time the reason is a profound old law that hasn't been enforced since the 20s or older. Pulled you over today for heresy of the church. Dude, why wouldn't you want to get pulled over? I pulled you over for vacancy of land titles. I got you for illegally poaching on native lands without a permit. All right, in the comments right now, lawyers, tell us, what's the most hilarious ye old law? I'd want to do a video just on that. I bet you we're going to get something like, yes, I'm aware a vampire was spotted in the fields last night. I'll put cloves of garlic around my dairy cows next time, just give me the warning. Sometimes he'll cheekily say something like, no funny business today, I'm afraid, in a somber tone, and then he'll ask for my license and papers. Oh, well, that was a down. Then 180, and tell me I was pulled over for spreading profane literature. Got him? Got him! Has a double definition when you're talking about a cop pulling you over. Yeah, I wish I got that interaction from cops. This is the best I get. Hey, you're friendly George. Can you rip up my ticket? No. Got arrested by 2 police officers on the Vegas Strip. Anonymous, please. Sure thing, bro. Oh, fuck, you're supposed to be anonymous. As a newly driving licensed teen, I rolled my car going 55 miles per hour. That's 88 kilometers an hour. You don't have to tell me that, mate. I knew that. And army crawled out of my upside down car to 7 Nations Army.
That's a song. You're supposed to know that. You're a boomer.
Yeah, I thought that it was just like he really fucked up on international law somehow. Like, once the police arrived, the first thing I was told was, you can't park there. That was the cop from the previous story. Got you on violation of Newton's laws of physics. Now, your turn. To which the cop laughed to himself as his partner came over to me and actually asked for the details about me. So he's just sitting there while you're in the car. Well, it looks like my job here's done. 10 out of 10, we'll never forget that. Neither will we. Well, let's see, it's a long life ahead of us. Cops asked me to wear a helmet on a public road in my wheelchair. Yeah, well, safety first, mate. You want to end up in a wheelchair? I got asked to slow down in my wheelchair in a shopping centre. Admittedly, I had attached rockets to the end of it. They said I should be going at walking pace. I said I've never walked, so how would I know what that is? Sir, please don't take any offense to this, but standing ovation. When I was 13, I accidentally set off the home alarm by getting out of the shower after my mother accidentally set it to away instead of home. I turned it off and thought nothing about it. I started playing TF2. Ah, yes, I also definitely know what it is when it is not abbreviated. I started playing TF2 in the office next to the front door. I heard knocking but knew not to answer for anyone. Holy shit, dude, you swatted yourself. By the time I peeked, I saw a police officer walking away. I didn't have the key, so I went out through the garage to the front door, couldn't find him. As I came back into the garage, I saw him crouch, walking pistol drawn towards the house entrance. Wow, TF2 might have gotten real if that is what the game is about.
As long as there's 2 people left on the planet, someone is going to want someone dead.
It's always the same with Americans, isn't it? It's like they don't know the difference between Cockney and Australian. God, it's like we're actually quite similar. My dumbass just blurted, hello! You may as well just be a moving target with one of those voice boxes at the back. Hey, my name's Jason. Which then had a pistol pointed at my head for about 5 seconds before he realized I lived there. After I let him check out the house he left, can't help but think how close to death I came there. Yeah, but what a way to go out. What great last words. Hello! When I was 14, I had just moved to a new school and wanted to fit in with the cool kids. So when I was invited to smoke weed and set fireworks off at the park at 9, I jumped at the opportunity. Fucking hell, Lindsay Lohan's a fan. Because I was new to the area, I didn't know that the park was literally 50 meters from the police station. My new idiot friends knew that the police station was there. Oh my God, and they did it anyway. Isn't it amazing in high school that these are your options? You either hang out with the D&D nerds or you hang out with arsonists, and they're the cool kids. Yes, I'm sure D&D kids can also be arsonists, but that would require leaving their fucking house, wouldn't it? But it didn't cross their minds that smoking weed, then setting off illegal fireworks to signal our exact location might be a bad idea. Holy hell, you're right, I never even thought about that. It's a flare gun. It's important for the story that you know that I was a very fat kid. Hey, what were you doing with the popular kids? Get back to the D&D, Toby. Rotund like Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka. Do you reckon you could have survived the temptation of the chocolate river? So when the police arrived at one end of the park, we all ran towards the only other exit. I ran incredibly slowly due to my incredible size. My moves jiggling magnificently as they sprinted, glistening in the moonlight twain. The police were waiting at the exit and caught everyone except me. What the fuck? Due to me falling so far behind everyone when we ran. Wow. Tortoise and the hare is actually a good Aesop's fable. I was always sitting there being like, what? But the hare's faster. How could he possibly not win? The police were unable to see me in the dark and assumed that they had got everyone. I ended up sleeping in a bush that night and exhausted from all that exercise, were we, Tubby? But my ample reserves of fat kept me warm. Yeah. No opening up whatever that fucking llama kangaroo is in Star Wars for you. So my weight saved me twice that night. Once from the police and once from hypothermia. What a win! What an absolute W! You, I think, have given us the best comment of this entire series. And I think it all just comes down to this. You want personal praise from friendly Geordies, pay yourself out for being fat so I don't fucking have to. Look at that. 1.1 thousand likes for that comment. That has to be a record, rightly deserved. And I gotta tell ya, all the ones that we just went through then apparently were heavy hitters. And there's more. There's more. So we will definitely be doing a round 2. But what we would really like is if cops confess their sins as well. So if you are a cop, and we've got a few of you, we need a few more. Let us know in the comments your stories. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if we got one of the cops from this very story and he just says, no, we saw him, he's just so sweaty, he suffered enough. See you next time, and remember, incriminate yourself for our amusement. Bye.